Hello and welcome to another episode of the Ayres Podcast, the bi-weekly podcast series when we get out of bed. And yes, that's my first dig at you for being a lazy shit. No, Jack completely overslept on the last podcast recording day, and we didn't get a podcast out for the first time.
When was it meant to be? Last Saturday.
Yeah, last Saturday.
Yeah.
The whole table's been set up since then because I couldn't be asked to put it back.
Yeah, I mean, makes sense.
Which is also the reason I didn't stream. I was going to stream, but I was like, I can't be fucked to put everything back into place. But yeah, so we missed a week out, but it's honestly not the end of the world.
For it.
We'll make up for it, absolutely. Because in today's... we'll have 2 in 2 weeks. 2 in a week.
1 a week.
1 a week.
Yeah, instead of 1 every 2 weeks.
Yeah, so hopefully if I can get this one all edited and done, this will come out Sunday the 1st, is it going to be? I can't work out. And then I'll have... I do all the work. Yeah. And then another one will be out
I
on...
basically just turn up and talk for a bit and then...
Well, sometimes you turn up. And then hopefully we'll have one out next week as well. So in today's podcast, we're going to talk about Man City being banned from the Champions League.
And I get
Liverpool losing the Premier League.
And I get
and a huge segment on like mental health and how different things affect mental health and all that jazz. But before we get going, we're going to talk about like a new upload schedule for the YouTube channel. Essentially, I was running myself into the ground making a video every single day, and it also made our podcast not flow as well because I'm like, right, Jack, we need to get 8 different clips to put on the channel this week, and it's like, okay, we've got to think of 8 different things to talk about. Which then meant that we were talking about lots of different things in not much depth. Yeah. And it just seemed a little bit fragmented and maybe wasn't as good as it could be. So I'm taking my foot off so that we can just produce
I guess the sort of sectional bits are going to be more brief overviews instead of in-depth discussions.
Yeah, so we've still got the segments, but it'll be...
But the actual in-depth bit will be the final roundup.
Yeah.
Rather than... Yeah.
Final like topic of the show.
30 minutes on sport or 20 minutes on...
I mean, that might still happen.
Well,
who knows? It's a train wreck.
That's more likely to happen, to be fair.
Yeah, that is more likely to happen. But there's certain parts of today's podcast that we will just like little comments here and there, and then it will lead into a bigger discussion at the end. But we're evolving. We're changing how we do this ever so slightly to see if we can...
We're surviving, is what you're saying.
We're surviving, yeah. So... with that new upload schedule and not having to make a video every single day and driving myself into the ground, it does mean that I can return to something that, frankly, you financed pretty well for a substantial period.
Your drug addiction?
Not my drug addiction. That's under wraps. That is also financed by
Sugar Daddies.
SugarDaddies.com.
Yeah.
So, Twitch, which I'm going to try and get back into more. I've very much got the setup for Twitch now. Got the new camera, which makes my Twitch streams look a lot better.
Financed
by Jack. I've got a new microphone, not financed by Jack. I actually bought that myself. I want to get another one of those.
Independent
stream over it. I want to get another one of those microphones that I use for recording because then, podcast, it'll be
strong.
It'll be crisp.
Naughty. Who's Chris?
Chris. He's an ancient ruin of the Matt's gaming channel.
Yeah, R.I.P.
R.I.P. Chris. So yeah, we'll be...
I meant more Matt's gaming, not Chris. Alright, whatever.
Shall I reignite it? 100 likes on this podcast and I'll reignite the Matt's gaming channel. It's not happening. No chance of someone doing that. So...
Stuyben plus 99 fake accounts.
By Stuyben.
By Stuyben.
So, yeah, I'll be streaming again on Twitch. How regular it'll be, who knows? Let's face it.
2 times a week.
2 times a week. You want me to hit 2 times a week, apart from when I'm at work, obviously.
Yeah.
2 times a fortnight.
When you go to work on if you do Monday, Tuesday, when you go on a Tuesday, really. Don't you? So you'd obviously have some days out of Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah. So then before you go to work, you'd have the Monday. So at least once a week.
Yeah. I reckon I could get once a week in. Let's see if that's ever going to happen. One thing I wanted to pick you up on.
Oh God.
Because, you know, someone got very frustrated in the comments. Get your Chuckle Brothers right. You've got to get which one died. You've got to get it right.
Yeah, in my head, I was picturing the bloke who sadly passed away, but the name associated with the face was obviously wrong. But didn't really affect my life at all, Shan. So buckle up.
So there we go. And I was going to start. I don't know if you've got any personal stories to talk about before we get into our topics.
What about the Chuckle Brothers?
Not about the Chuckle Brothers. Just about life in general. It's been a while since we spoke. Has anything big happened?
No.
Life is
a lot of uni work, but
not much else going on.
Pretty shit.
Yeah.
Sort of getting back into football a bit more, I guess.
Yeah,
so
I've been doing
instead
that
of
as well.
settling with the seconds, trying to push back to the first. So see how that goes.
Yeah, I've gotten back into football a little bit recently. Played last week. Centre defensive mid, scored a goal, assisted a goal,
Fabinho,
and then got dropped this week.
Yeah, Fabinho.
What? So yeah, get a bit into football as well. But one thing I was going to talk about, which is something I mentioned in the last podcast, I believe, was my new approach to Facebook.
Long ago,
it was so long ago, I can't actually remember what I said. This is why I make notes, because then when it takes 7 weeks to record something, we actually have something to go off. So like what.
I've just had a drink and it's gone like. It's just.
My new approach to Facebook. So Facebook, when we were growing up, was kind of the Twitter of our generation, in the sense that
it was the only one there, wasn't it? Really?
Yeah, everyone was kind of on it. It was after Bebo and MySpace.
Oh, Bebo!
Bebo was insane. Like, you could rank your friends, and people genuinely got pissed off when you moved them.
I just remember at school all the time, people would be like, "Oh, can you give me your love today?" Because you had the little hearts, didn't you? You only had 3 a day.
Yeah. And then
basically all the fit girls at school were going around to all the boys saying, "Give me your love."
Yeah.
And they're all like, because they're all like horny as ever. Just like, oh my god, yes.
And then you'd have like, oh, you took me out your top 9 friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why? I've got a girlfriend, and my girlfriend now needs to be number 1, because otherwise I ain't getting any action.
Yeah.
Like, I have to make her number 1, otherwise she's going to be pissed off with me.
And then you had like a feature video as well.
Yeah.
That was quality.
I don't know what I had mine as though.
I did have Akon for a while.
Lonely.
And
story of your life.
No. No, Sean Kingston, not Akon.
Beautiful Girls.
I think it might have been.
Yahweh too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a banging tune.
He didn't have many, did he? So it must be that.
I think that was it. Yeah. I think that was his only song.
And then I had Pendulum for quite a lot as well.
Yeah.
A lot of Pendulum.
A lot of Pendulum go around at that time. But yeah, Bebo was a sight and a half, and that'll never be stopped.
MySpace, I was never on.
No, I never went on MySpace
either. Can't really comment about that.
Bebo was better. Bebo was the sight time. But then Facebook came along, and I remember not really having Facebook and not being interested in it. I was like, well, Bebo was alright, but I didn't really care apart from where I ranked on my friends' friends list. Yeah. Like, I didn't give a crap about anything else.
With Bebo, also had MSN as well, which is unreal.
MSN is my childhood.
Yeah.
So
actually, my sister.
Yeah.
For anyone who doesn't know, she lives in London. So she's had this.
Which, by the way, she invited me to go and stay there with you like 3 years ago.
Yeah, unlucky.
What's happening?
Calling
her out.
She's basically, there's been a computer, like a desktop computer, that's been sat in her room for genuinely about 10-15 years.
Right.
And she's getting rid of it. She's having to clear out of her room.
Okay.
Anyway, getting rid of it, going through the files and stuff. And there were these chat logs of MSN.
No.
And the only one we looked at was, who was it with? It was like woos1@hotmail.com or something. No idea who that is. And it was like, it was like, did you hear about Steve Owen?
Steve Owen.
And they were like, no, what happened is killed by a stingray.
Yeah.
And they were like, and I don't know if it was me or them, but they were like, do you mean Irwin? And they were like, no, Owen. It's like, no, it's Irwin. But anyway, but yeah, no, mate, some of the names on there, it was like Sexy Alice and like Little Miss.
Who was he connecting with? Was it you at home? reconnect with Jack.
Oh yeah. But mate, yeah. MSN
was
what a playground.
And I think I probably spent, keeping in mind back then the internet wasn't as full of information as it is today. I spent a good 4 or 5 hours trawling through Google and other parts of the internet to find out how to put the song you're listening to on Windows Media Player in your name. That took me like for hours to work out.
And people used to have like capital, lowercase, capital, lowercase, capital, like, oh, mate, absolute throwback.
XXX.
Yeah.
OMG, it's Harry A. XXX. That was the era of just like ridiculous online names, and that's basically why everyone begged PlayStation to allow us to change our PlayStation IDs because we all made them as a kid back then.
I can't remember I was just thinking like even Xbox names. I haven't changed mine for years.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to think of my first one.
Mine was...
I think it was quite boring. I think it was Jigo19 or something.
Mine was like MattBan11, then MattBanXI.
Yeah.
Because I lost the account that had MattBan11 on it, so I changed it to Roman numerals because...
It was the same.
It was the same. And I think I kept that now. I've still got that on PlayStation. Xbox, MattBan11. Matt is gaming.
Yeah.
At some point. But yeah, it's anyway, back to Facebook story. So on Facebook, obviously, you got to the point at school where you were just adding everyone. And like you meet them once.
I've got like 1,500 friends, and I probably only talk to like 5 people.
Yeah. So like I was looking at mine.
That was the thing in school, wasn't it? To like have the most friends.
Yeah. How many friends can you get? So I think I mean I wasn't really interested in Facebook, and I only got Facebook because a friend created it for me.
Yeah.
So
I was just gonna have a look how many I've actually.
Go on, have a look how many you've got now.
Let's have an update.
So I got it made for me, and they were like, right, come on, get on Facebook. I was like, yeah, whatever.
1771.
1771. That is mental.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people you're never going to talk to again.
Can you hear ducks?
Ducks outside the cause of the rats.
I thought I was going mental.
So yeah, I got it made for me. Blah blah. You go through school, people add you. You're like, okay, I don't want to be rude.
Yeah.
I don't want to decline them.
Yeah.
Like it's really obvious if you decline them. So I've accepted them. Blah blah. It's gone through years and years and years of accepting people at uni, people you meet on a night out.
Yeah.
Literally, oh yeah, have me on Facebook. I'll talk to you, and then they never do. So I ended up with like. I think it was like 700 friends, which for me is a stupid amount because I probably haven't spoken to 700 people.
Yeah.
And I went on it recently. I essentially only use it for football, to find out the team, find out where we're meeting, pay my debt, that sort of thing.
I think the only thing I use Facebook for, like, I'll just scroll through the feed and I'll probably have been tagged in a funny video, and that's literally it.
So like. With me, I was looking at it and I was like, I'm not using this. I'm not using it properly because when I get older, I'm going to want it to be a place where, I don't know, I've got married or I have a kid and I want to put a photo up just to like let the fam know, look, here's the new little shit that's joined our family. So I was like, right, I don't want Annie from, that sounds really bad because I've actually got a friend called Annie. I'm not blocking you, I promise. I don't want Annie that only stayed at our school in year 7 to fucking see my kid because frankly she's a fucking stranger. It doesn't matter. So what I did is I sat on Facebook I went through all my friends list and I deleted a fuckload.
Right.
I'm now down to 130 people. So I've deleted like...
If you made the cut.
If you made the cut. Well done.
Nice.
There's actually some people I've kept in there only because I see them like weekly at football.
Yeah,
like, frankly, I don't care about them, but I've got to see them, so it'd be a bit awkward if I just delete them.
They'd be like,
"Did you delete?
Did
you send me your love today?
Did you? Why did you?
What? Not passing to you. Fuck.
Yeah.
So yeah, I deleted loads.
You can't pass to people on the bench.
How many getting assist in the goal for? Game's been cancelled today. Doesn't matter. So I just have like suddenly got like no friends on Facebook, which is fine, but all it made me realise is how many shitty pages I liked. Because now,
mate, yeah.
now instead of loads of friends on my Facebook, I've now got loads of pages that I've liked, like Antarctica to host the 2022 Olympics is one of the pages I've liked as a kid, and I was like,
I actually went through a stage where I went, oh mate, this is doing my head in, and so I literally just went, right, I'm going to go through all of my
liked pages and just unlike them. So now I need to go through that, and I need to do that because then I'll end up with just the things that I've liked that I want to like. For example, the Ayres Podcast, which you can now like over on Facebook, and Matt Ayres, you can go and like him on Facebook as well. Ding, and stuff like I like IGN because they give gaming news.
Yeah.
BBC Sport because if something breaks, it'll be posted on there. Sky Sports example. What have you go on? Let's out you. What have you got on there that you've quote unquote liked?
There's a lot of pages I've liked because it's a funny name.
Go on.
Get your dick out. Nam, please get the fuck off chat roulette.
No.
saying fuck off ref on FIFA as he comes over after a challenge. Yeah. Skittles.
What?
Yeah.
What? They probably had a competition back in the day. You had to like their page to enter or something.
Parents call it answering back. We call it explaining why they're wrong.
Oof, that's deep. That's a deep one. But
anyway,
I've got to go through Facebook now and delete all those pages. But one thing that I've noticed now is that my notifications on Facebook have changed because of deleting so many people.
Right.
So it used to be
I keep getting loads of friend suggestions. Who I don't know.
Yeah, and I've also got like friend requests of should I say this on camera? Yeah, say it. Cousins from other side of my family that's not your side of the family,
right,
that I frankly don't want known that I exist. So there might be some from like 7 years ago, unanswered friend requests from 7 years ago. Because I found out if you decline them, they can just add you again.
Yeah.
And it just pops up again as a notification. If you leave it, they don't know.
There's a lot of people that I've just left on
requested and not done anything about. And what was I going to say?
Many people that there are people that I just have never heard of, but there's a lot of people that we both know. So I don't know whether they've just added me. And it's just like, but I don't like now. Like you said before you'd add them. But like now, it's just like I don't know you.
I had a weird ass one. So I was like, this guy added me. It was about a year ago, and this chap's added me, and I was like, I don't have a phone clue who that is. So I clicked on the profile. One mutual friend.
Right.
Guess who the mutual friend was?
Was it your ex?
No, it's my current girlfriend.
Oh.
I'm like, oh, fucking weird.
Yeah.
So I went up to her and
do you know this person?
Do you know this guy? He's like added me on Facebook. Yeah. Is he like a friend from uni or like what is it? Yeah. And she was like, he literally went to my school. I haven't said like 2 words to him. And I was like,
oh wow,
fucking psycho, isn't he?
Yeah, fair.
I was a bit like, okay then, we're just gonna decline that. Yeah. So he's either trying to warn me that my current relationship isn't all a lie, or just loves Facebook.
Sounds like a Netflix series.
It could be. But yeah, the notifications have changed because I used to get notification like, oh, so and so's gone live on Facebook. I used to get them all the bloody time.
Yeah.
For random people that I obviously don't care about going live. Whereas
used to get notifications like this person updated their status, and I'm just like, but I don't hardly ever. I've never speak to these people. So
yeah, and
my missus was just like, yeah, that's because you follow them. And I was like, what do you mean follow them? How can you? I was like, if you're friends with someone, and that's it. And she's like, no, you follow them as well. So you can follow people as well as being there. And I was just like,
whatever.
Right. Yeah.
Sure thing.
This has changed since.
Oh, it's changed massively over the years. They're trying to keep up with other platforms. Yeah. But yeah, the notifications have gone from so and so is live to it's quiet here. Add more friends on Facebook. And I was like, nah. I get that at least once a week now. I get that notification once a week.
Off somehow.
You must be able to turn it off somehow, but it's just quite funny every time it pops up. I'm
don't need friends.
Don't need friends. So yeah, I've only got like a select few now, which means it's future proof, and I'll only add people if I feel like it's necessary. But that is our little chat on social media, and we're going to be chatting about social media and stuff in a bit anyway. Let's move on to our sports segment. Willow, move on if you want to. Sports segment here. Sports segment today is all about football. Shock. When is it ever not about football? So we've got the first topic is Man City being banned from the Champions League. Firstly, do you think that'll actually happen?
Well, Man City got loads of money. This is my thought process.
What's the reason they've been banned?
Real Madrid, Barcelona, PSG, even, I guess, to an extent, clubs like, I don't know, maybe not Juve so much. Anyway, massive clubs, they've probably got lawyers who are paid a shit ton to get them out of it.
Mm-hmm.
My thinking is Man City will just do the same.
Yeah, it's like Chelsea with the transfer ban.
Yeah.
They still had a transfer ban, but it didn't last anywhere near as long as it meant to.
I think that the financial fair play thing is, you've either got to enforce it or just don't have it at all.
It's flawed.
I don't think you can just have it as it is, because it's just sort of tiptoed around. So, I mean, for me personally, I don't think that... I want to say that they're probably not going to get banned.
No, I don't see it actually going through, because they'll have lawyers that will do everything to get them out of it.
Yeah.
And in doing so...
I think they've broken the rules, whatever, but I feel like other clubs will have as well. So... If you're going to do...
Ends up with Wigan in the Champions League next season.
If you're going to do Man City, then you've got to do everyone else, I think.
Chelsea would probably be up there at some point in the last decade. But I don't know if there's clubs that are spending the same way that City are doing. I think, was it based mainly on transfer fees or was it on wages?
The money that you make as a club is what you use for transfers, is what they're
claiming.
Yeah. But I think... Man City's
when the stadium's half empty every week.
Man City's way of getting around it was that they had they falsified sponsorship, basically.
Right. Okay.
So they'd be like, right, okay, our sponsor on our shorts gave us 500 million.
When they just
when it's probably, I don't know. And to be fair, that company is probably part of the umbrella group of the Man City owners anyway. So
yeah. They've been making up reasons essentially for money to be brought in.
I guess, in a sense, you could say cooking the books, because the money's I don't really know.
Well,
but like I said, I think that a lot of people. Well, clubs have probably, or not a lot, but a few clubs have probably done it before. So for Man City
100%. They're not going to be the first people to do it.
No.
But do you think then, let's say it's going to go through.
If they're caught and they're deemed to have done all this and whatever, I think they should get punishment, because like Saracens did. But, whether it'll happen or not.
So if, let's say it happens, it then very much becomes the race for 5th place.
Pretty much.
Which then also makes it the race for 8th place to get in the Europa League. Is it 3 clubs?
I thought it was just one going to Europe.
Europa League. You got
1, 2, 3,
United
4.
and Arsenal this weekend. Wolves.
Okay.
So it's 3, isn't it?
Was one of them an FA Cup winner or?
No, they had to go through a qualifying round. Wolves had to go through a qualifying round in the summer. So that makes it. It could end up that Burnley have got a chance. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm looking at the table now, and you've got Liverpool who are running away with it, City, and then Leicester, then Chelsea, then United, Tottenham, Sheffield United, Wolves, Arsenal, Burnley, Everton. I mean, even Southampton, Crystal Palace still could have a chance of catching.
Newcastle.
No, Newcastle too far down. So
they're literally the one space that you did not mention in that list.
So, we could see a club like Burnley getting a chance to be in the Europa League, which
They've
would
done
be
it
absolutely
before.
insane. Would be really big for that club to
They did
kind
it
of
a couple of
cement
years ago,
themselves.
didn't
Yeah, but that's like cementing themselves now as a top 10 team in the Premier League.
Which
But
is
just with
kind
City
of an embarrassment
disappearing.
in itself,
What, the Premier League's top 10
Yeah,
includes
it
Burnley and
includes
Sheffield
Burnley.
United
and not Everton.
Yeah,
Who-
not Everton, not Newcastle, not West Ham.
Yeah.
West Ham's just been shocking recently. But, it becomes a race for 5th place for that Champions League spot,
Yeah,
which
I mean,
you say is...
it finally gives a club reason to actually battle. Then,
Mm-hmm.
for example, I mean, Sheffield United are always going to battle, but you think Tottenham, if they're thinking, right, we're not going to make 4th,
Yeah.
they'll be like, well, say for example, Chelsea are on 50 with Leicester.
Yeah.
Man United and Tottenham will be thinking, Christ, we're far too far behind. We're not going to make it.
We need to fight for
now
fifth.
it's like, right,
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
So it might invigorate a few teams, but
I would say Liverpool, Leicester, and then it's between Chelsea, United, Spurs, Sheffield United, isn't it? Or maybe Wolves as well. That's the race for 4th and 5th.
I would say
So that
with
makes it
Wolves
quite
being
interesting.
the Europa League,
Yeah.
I'd go for that. I think it would be tough for them to do both. I think Sheffield United would properly go for it, like they have all season, and I kind of wish that they do.
Yeah.
I mean, Arsenal, now that they've been knocked out, kind of have nothing else but the league to try and get qualified for something.
Yeah.
Chelsea, I think, probably good enough to stick where they are. Man United are kind of, I don't know what their form are like recently, but
It's been good recently since Bruno
obviously
Fernandes come in.
they've still got Europa League as well, haven't they? So,
Yes, they went through with a 5-0.
I thought I'd accidentally mugged Man United fans off.
No, they went
knocked out,
through
but
with
they
a
are actually in,
5-0 win against Bruges
yeah.
earlier this week.
Yeah.
With a Garlo.
Yeah.
So I think getting a goal, yeah.
Yeah, fair play. Do you see it? He was trying to get his tribute to his sister,
Yeah.
and like all of the players
Just crowded him. He was
and
like,
then I think it was Scott McTominay. He like started pulling his shirt down. I was like, he's trying to make a tribute, but like whilst he was in the huddle,
Yeah.
his shirt was like up here,
Yeah.
and he obviously couldn't see the front, so he like pulled his shirt down and like slapped him on the back and walked off. And I was just like, mate, he's trying to make a tribute to his sister who just passed away. It's just like,
who was a
mate,
United
come
fan.
on.
Scott McTominay was like, no! We're not being nice to people here. So the other thing in the Premier League that could be hilarious, if for whatever reason it happens, is that Liverpool, who are, let's just get our facts right, who are currently
22 points.
22
With 11
points
games
ahead,
left.
could lose the Premier League because it might get cancelled because of the coronavirus.
Yeah.
How mental would that be?
I would find it hilarious. I don't think many Liverpool fans would. I think the rest of the league would absolutely love it.
It would be hilarious.
It would.
But it
It
so
would be an
stupid.
absolute mockery because
It would be a joke. They're so
everyone
far ahead.
like pretty much everyone are already saying they've won the league. So I don't know how you get around it. Whether you'd say, right, we'll have to play games from last year next year, or
I don't know. What they could do is they could
or-
play it behind closed doors.
Well, yeah, they could do that.
Obviously, with all the players,
And just
referees checked for coronavirus
Yeah.
on the way into the stadium or whatever. So you could do it like that. But let's face it. When will they mathematically have won? If there is
Well, they was because one of the
21
records they were trying to break
11
was
games left.
Man United's record of winning it in April, I think.
Yeah.
And they could win it in March.
yeah.
So imagine if like that has an impact and they end up not breaking a record because
Yeah.
of coronavirus. That would
So,
be,
I think personally, Liverpool will have won the league before coronavirus takes over the world.
yeah, probably.
That is the big race.
Let's be honest. If coronavirus is as bad as it could, as
It's potentially going to be.
who gives a shit whether Liverpool win the league or not? Because
Liverpool fans will
there's
care.
bigger problems than
There are bigger problems
There's
in the world
being
right now.
alive is a bigger priority than Liverpool win the league.
To quote Ninja, if you say it's just a game,
Yeah, you've lost twice.
Did
you actually know that was a quote from either Yu-Gi-Oh or Dragon Ball Z or something?
It's a Dragon Ball Z quote,
Ball Z.
I saw that yesterday and I was like, so he's
But to be fair, when he said that, I was like, yeah, to be fair, you're not wrong.
No, he's not wrong.
Like,
he's 100%
like,
right.
For people giving him shit about it, I was just like, what?
Well, no, because he's a competitive gamer and he's trying to make the world see that it is a competitive...
Well, yeah.
It is a game, it's not a sport. I don't like calling it a sport, personally. I don't like calling esports a sport.
Yeah.
For me, they are people that are extremely talented at playing a game.
Thing is, the definition of a sport is an organised event with, competition.
Yeah.
So
it is a sport.
Kind of is. But
it is a sport, but I always think of sport as being physical. I don't know. Either way.
Yeah, but then darts is supposedly a sport, and that's not particularly physical, is it? I mean, you do that and you do that.
You have to do that at the same time without spilling your drink. That's coordination, mate.
That was dodgy. I'm sure the camera made that look horrendous.
Anyway, yeah, I don't know. Ninja's whole it's just a game thing. Maybe that's something we talk about next podcast. Yeah. We can put that on a little list.
Can do.
That'll probably be something else that's happened.
Yeah, sure.
In fact, I saw on let's just say on an app. I saw on an app today that someone's leaked FaZe Rug's house address.
Oh really?
And then FaZe Rug found that post.
Yeah.
And was like, "Are you fucking taking the piss?
Yeah.
How about we find out where you live and I'll post it to all my followers?"
Yeah.
It's like that could kick right off.
Imagine having like millions of people turn up at your house and you like live in, I don't know, like deep Chicago or something.
Yeah.
Like you're just in the middle of Chicago in like a block of flats.
Yeah, but this guy's essentially
and you've got like
a million people to
people like,
but like it's essentially on Google Street Maps, and he's clicked on the house. It's come up with the address, and he just zooms out and just shows exactly where it is.
Really?
And FaZe Rug's found it and gone like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah.
That's like that is ridiculous because there will be a lot of people. I mean, it had like
all of his fans are
700,000 likes. This post.
Yeah.
So I mean, FaZe Rug's comment also had 283,000.
Yeah.
But it's ridiculous.
Everyone is entitled to an element of privacy. However, he is one of many people who are in the public eye. So it is unfortunately one of the downsides of being so well recognised.
It only becomes a problem as well
if there's like harm or anything. Then that's a problem. But
I mean, it's a problem. People coming to your house. I saw a video of Ali A.
Yeah.
And it's these kids are filming him, and he comes out of the house like, "What are you doing? You're literally on my property.
Yeah.
You have jumped over that wall
to
get into my house." And they're like, "We just wanted to meet you." And I appreciate that, but I do fan meetups. I do all sorts of events. Come and meet me there. Don't come in my fucking grounds.
Yeah.
And it was really weird because I've never heard Ali A swear. He's so like child friendly and stuff. For him to be like,
no, but it's kind of disrespectful.
Oh, it's massively disrespectful, and 100% on his side. Like, if someone just fucking, I get pissed off that a rat turned up in my garden. If it was like some random kid who just like knew me because I was a streamer or whatever, that would be mental. And I can never imagine what it'd be like to be someone who's creating content for millions of people, and just having someone turn up at your house.
I wouldn't even. I guess once that, so say with FaZe Rug, now that is leaked, what does he do? Does he have to like just move? Does he have to give up his? It was a nice house, with a massive pool at the back and all sorts. Does he have to give that up? Yeah, but and move like you wouldn't, would you? Would you just pay for security? To be fair, with someone like him, he's probably got loads of money. Just buy another house. If he wants to go back to that house, he can keep it. Yeah. It's just mental. Or just maybe move out whilst it dies down. When people then realise he's moved out, just move back in. I don't know. Shit. But the Sidemen have talked about it before as well, where people used to come to their old house. Yeah. And like just knock on the door. So you wouldn't do that. No. Like I know near where I work, Jeremy Clarkson lives there. Yeah. I know which house is his.
I also know that David Beckham owns a property around there, and
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's where Brooklyn lives.
Right.
Brooklyn Beckham. I ain't gonna go fucking knock on the door though.
No.
It's just like, cool. I might bump into them if they walk down the shops, and I'll ask for a photo.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna go knock on his door.
But then that's the thing. That's kind of fair game because you're in public space.
Yeah.
Being
Like if it's never gonna happen to us, but if me and you were like out at the pub having a drink watching the football,
Yeah.
and for some random reason Jordan and Stuyven walk in,
Yeah.
like fucking come and join us for a drink
Well,
and
yeah.
have a laugh, and unless we look like we're in deep
That's kind of
conversation.
different though. Because
because we're not on a level.
Although not only that, but not only are they, say, supporters of
What we do.
Yeah. They're, we actually interact with them a lot, and they're kind of more friends than fans in a sense.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
It's kind of like, well, that's different.
Say, even if it was like a random person,
yeah.
I'd still be like, come on over, we'll chat.
Yeah, like if you're, I think if you're out and about and in public, then it's effectively fair game as long as you're respectable about it.
If someone comes up to me, do you see the girl that like spat at Logan Paul?
No.
So there's a girl who went, Logan, can I have a photo? And she went on him and ran away.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucking stupid. Like Logan Paul, you can hate him.
Anyone is disgusting. But
like even if someone came up for a photo and just went like that and pushed you away,
yeah,
it's just fucking stupid. Like why?
Yeah.
Just go away.
The thing is, Logan's then going to be like, right.
Yeah. Logan doesn't
I'm
care.
still going to go back to my multi-million mansion and
live off my boxing money whilst making a podcast, probably
like,
talking about you being a bitch.
Yeah, you're like, this little girl's going to be in the limelight for, I don't know, a few weeks, and then everyone will forget, and then that'll be a problem in itself for her. Whereas he's still going to be relevant, so I'm sure he doesn't care.
Yeah, and I think
if I was him, I wouldn't. I'd just be like, yeah, right.
Being in the limelight is both a great thing and a bad thing. Obviously, recently we had the death of Caroline Flack, which was essentially from the abuse that she was getting from people who did not know her. And she might have done some bad things in her personal life, which we're not going to delve into because, frankly, it's not needed.
Well, not is it not needed, but it's also not known either.
Yeah.
How do we know what she's done?
Yeah, it's not like I was there.
Like, yeah.
Frankly, it's none of my fucking business.
And let's be honest, like from what I've seen, if her is it ex-partner, I don't know, or partner, whatever, I don't know how you term it, but the fella that in question, he's come out publicly supporting her. Yeah. Surely that's enough. Why does this have to go to?
Why is it still going on?
Why would it have had to go to trial?
Yeah, and why has it got to the point where
I think
she's had to kill herself?
But I think people still just don't realise what their words
do.
Like, I think in one of your streams, I think it was ages ago, and I think it's only happened once. I'm pretty sure someone come in and just started like swearing or something, or like calling, and I was just like, this is a very like comparison to say Caroline Flack. This is very low level, like stream. What are you trying to achieve coming in here and being a dick?
Yeah. I've had.
It's just like what, like why do you gain something from being an asshole?
Yeah, I mainly have on Twitter, is the main place it'll happen to me, where I'll post a video.
Yeah.
Like advertise my video on YouTube. Just put standard post I put up every fucking time I put a video on YouTube.
Yeah.
And someone will come in and go, mate, you're fucking shit. Why are you even bothering? You've only got X subscribers. And that was when it was on like the Max Game channel.
Yeah.
And like I had a few thousand subscribers. At the time, it was when it was doing all right. And the only reason they found me is because I had like 12 likes on the post. Yeah. People are liking it and sharing it. And he just came, why the fuck are you bothering? You think that you're Matt HD Gamer? Like, fuck off, you're shit. I was like,
the problem is, like,
why make those comments? There's no need for it.
But that's the thing, like, it shouldn't affect you, but it will.
Oh, it affects me because I'm a fucking wimp.
Well, no, but
it gets in my head easily.
Anyone, like, if someone was to comment something like that, I mean, to be honest, like, say for example, I don't know, Victor, he probably won't read the comments as much as he would have back in the day.
Yeah.
But you sort of think, right, okay, this is someone who's probably one of the most successful sidemen. He's, you know, known by unlimited amount of people, and you probably still find people commenting on his videos saying like, "Oh, you're shit. What are you doing?" And it's just like,
yeah, mate, he's balling.
Like, why are you like? There's just no
what are you going to gain
boundary
from doing
to
it?
stopping them from being abusive, and it's just like, yeah, what do you gain?
Well, even when I've had it in a stream before where someone's come in and been like, "You're a fat cunt.
Yeah.
Lose some weight, you fucking prick. Stop playing games. Go on a run." And and then I've gone, all right, well, you're blocked.
Yeah.
Just click block, and then 2 minutes later, so the first one was like Mike Shane, and then it's like Mike Shane 2.
Yeah.
He's then saying the same things. I'm like,
thick. Yeah.
What are you gaining from like getting another email, making another profile, coming in, doing it? What are you gaining from it? How shit must someone feel to put someone else down that much to make them feel better?
That is ultimately the problem, isn't it? That's people are so insecure about themselves, they've got to make someone else feel bad. Whereas I strongly feel that in a community you should be trying to drag someone up, not drag someone down.
Which is why, like, I made the video on True Geordie going back ages ago.
Well, yeah.
And that was all about why you should support him.
Yeah.
And there's not enough stuff on the internet these days that is positive. It's all negative. It's all like...
Well, it's like we've talked about before, that like it's so much easier for someone to get clicks by putting something negative than... People are more likely to click on J Station saying that he's spoken to Tupac than your video, you know...
Yeah.
Even if you were at a similar level, if you did, you did your video supporting True Geordie, people are probably more likely
to click on the J Station one because it's negative, and they'll see all this.
It's more drama, and people like drama. I don't know.
It is pretty ridiculous, frankly, and I don't know. I had a point, but I can't remember what it was.
Caroline Flack's death probably won't even stop a lot of people either. Like, they'll keep on doing it, even though that.
Well, some people making jokes about the death, jokes about the suicide. It's ridiculous.
You know, someone's done a video saying like that they FaceTime Caroline Flack.
Yeah.
What was it? What did I say in the last podcast? There's something about I made a prediction that someone would ring Kobe Bryant or something.
Yeah.
Someone actually did that, didn't they?
Yeah, yeah.
And I was just like, shock. Like. Just embarrassing.
It's something that I don't think will go away. Bloody hell.
Christ, windy.
And it'll take the biggest YouTubers to say something about it for it to actually happen, but it's just not going to actually ever happen because they could voice it as much as they like.
Because how can YouTube do anything about it?
They can't. There's nothing you can do, because if you're someone like me who knows that this podcast will go up at 5 PM on a Sunday, if it actually does happen, say, there's me saying that that's going to happen, what's to say, what are YouTube going to do in that first hour of me looking at those comments? They're just not, are they? They're not going to be going on some shitty small YouTube channel and looking at the comments on that when they're also got to try and monitor PewDiePie, who's just uploaded a video and has got fucking Nazi comments coming in every left, right and centre. They can't do it. It's impossible for them to do it unless they start blanket banning words, which again doesn't work, because sometimes we'll have a discussion
because it doesn't stop. Yeah, it doesn't, because if you say block the word Nazi, comment could be Nazis are bad, and they get blocked.
Well, it might be they block the words. So people saying kill yourself. What are you going to block in that? Kill?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're blocking the word kill. Just because we've just spoken about him. Vicstar123 playing Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Popped a headshot.
That was a sick kill.
That was a sick kill.
Yeah.
Blocked comment.
Yeah.
Why is that comment blocked?
Yeah.
YouTube cannot win.
No.
Twitch can only win because of the moderators in chats. Which, if your moderators aren't online, your Twitch chat's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
This is me going back to when I was streaming to like 100 people.
Yeah.
Back in the FIFA days. Like, it is a nightmare if you haven't got someone in there helping you, because you can't play a game, entertain, and moderate a chat.
Yeah.
It's impossible. So there's no way that the platforms can monitor this effectively without cocking up a lot of other things. So, they're in a bit of a predicament.
Yeah, I don't really know what you do about it, to be honest.
It takes moderators of chats and maybe even moderators of channels to go through and tag specific accounts that are doing these sort of comments, which you can report people. But then, as I said, Joe Blogs has then made Joe Blogs 2. It's just another account. He's just the same bloke doing the same thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
I feel like there must be some, I don't know, maybe like IP addresses or something.
Yeah. I mean, that's what...
One thing I said to Mum the other day, because I think it was literally, when the news came out about Caroline. And she, we were sort of saying how sad it was and everything, and whether it won't work, but surely there's something that you can do along the lines of the only way you can get a Twitter account is if you were to register your national insurance number, or for Americans, social security number, or whatever other countries have, or to have. I mean, I know that the whole point of social media is to give you a platform to be social with everyone.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you have a national insurance number, you're effectively saying that you work, you contribute to the company. Therefore, I feel that social media should be like a benefit that you get from contributing to
society.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a bad shout. I mean, it would take a whole new platform to be a new thing.
I don't think it'll ever
work.
You
can't do it now.
But
you have to do it from day one. You can't.
Yeah, I can't see it working, but there must be something that can be done.
You could log into Twitter and they could say, right, there you go. What's your national insurance number?
Yeah.
But then as long as you can use that national insurance number across multiple accounts.
Yeah,
because I've got my private accounts, I've got my Ayres accounts, I've got Ayres Podcast accounts.
Yeah.
I've got Shire Gaming accounts.
But then there's, I guess at that point, when you're then, that would be like separate applications, I guess, to Twitter.
Yeah.
You could be like, look, these are my non-private accounts. And I guess you just effectively have to prove that you
can just add them to a bit like when you have PlayStation Plus on a console.
Have one main account.
Separate and not separate accounts underneath. Yeah. No, it could work. But I don't know whether they'll be able to do that to actually cement it. If we're talking like mental health and things that have effect on different things, blah, 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 I just wanted to bring up that within gaming, because I found an article by someone who follows me on Twitter and on Twitch, and we've interacted a fair bit, called Kirsty. And her website is oforksake.com, where she's doing, because her surname's Forks, I think, and she's doing loads of like blogs and that sort of thing. So what's
her Twitch logo? Is it a bird?
No,
because I think Forks is a name for a bird, isn't it?
Isn't it like? I swear it's
because I think it's like That's what I know.
She needs to get the branding on point. Is
get
what
on, yeah. You can have that on me. Whatever. Not fussed.
So she's got this. I'll put the link to the article in the description down below. But she's basically talking about how video games saved her life, and how video games have been her escape from other things that have been happening in the world. But I really liked the start of the article, which is essentially talking about gaming disorder and the fact that games are bad. Games make us kill people. But she's talking about all the research that's been done, and these are mainly based off two games. World of Warcraft, which is like the addiction side of things, and Grand Theft Auto. Shock. They picked two games which are both addicting and violent. But like she's talking about how, there's not enough variety in the world of like studying in those areas. What I want to say to you was like, video games, do you think they have a positive or negative effect on mental health?
I mean, if you wanted a clear-cut, simple answer, I would say that it helps.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to dive deep into it, then it's far more complicated than that.
Yeah.
Because, of course, you like with every single thing in life, you have pros, you have cons. Like,
yeah.
There is nothing that is perfectly good for you with no drawback, and there is nothing bad for you that has zero positive impact. I feel like video games, I mean, again, the other problem is bias. People will think that we're biased because we play video games. But from my personal opinion, I feel that, it helps. Because, say, if I'm having a tough day at work, or anywhere, whatever. If you everyone has one of those days where they come home and they're just like, I can't be arsed. Like, this is shit. Like, today's shit for some reason. Whatever the reason is shit. I know for a fact if I turn my Xbox on, turn my PC on, and I play
PS4,
GTA or PS4, yeah.
Other consoles available.
Switch. I don't have a Switch, but they're available. Anyway,
iOS.
Christ, we're gonna So I know that if I play CS:GO, PUBG, Minecraft, not FIFA. I don't really play FIFA. GTA. If I, in a sense, Fortnite when I used to play it. I know for a fact that I'm gonna be in a happier mood after.
Mm-hmm.
I may get pissed off during the game because I get killed, or because if it's FIFA I miss, or a pass is misplaced or something. But you know that after you're alright, and it's kind of put perfectly. Really, it is an escape because, which in a sense is a good thing, because obviously then you're then feeling better. I mean, there's also, I guess, the drawback of, if you're escaping from something, you're not really dealing with the problem. But I guess that's a long-term thing rather than it's a short-term release from, and sometimes that's all you need to literally just stay floating
and clear your head. And
everyone has a limit of shit that they can take.
Yeah.
And if video games helps you, if you come down to a level and that helps you bring it back up even just for a little bit, then
For me, I'll throw a bit of a spanner in the works, because I'm going to try and play devil's advocate a little bit, / say something I actually believe in. There are some games out there that prey on young minds and prey on depressed minds with their addiction and their repetitive nature, which can then have a negative effect on you in your lifestyle. So, for example, I will go back to the year of 2018 when I was probably at the lowest point I've been at with a game called FIFA. And I was playing that game because I thought I was escaping from all the other shit that was going on. In reality, I was heaping shit on top because I was addicted, proper addicted to Weekend League, trying to be the best player on the platform, whatever I was trying to become, trying to get good at streaming, playing FIFA, building an audience, blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, that game fucking ruined me, and it got to the point where it was making me a miserable bastard because of the addictive nature of it. One more game, I can win one more game. I can do it.
That is one of the cons of gaming. Is when your escape, if that's what it's going to be called.
Yeah.
If your escape then becomes stressful.
Yeah.
And taken over, and obviously that is the, I guess, drawback of gaming. But
it's certain games though. It's not every game, which is why they picked World of Warcraft probably for most of their studies, because just
quickly on that. With that article or study, whatever, they are going to pick the one that strongly enforces their case.
Yeah. So it's not like
they're not going to pick Animal Crossing.
Coming out soon, by the way. I might actually get it.
They're not going to pick Animal Crossing for violence, are they?
No. But
you have to be realistic. Like, not all gaming has been sort of blanketed.
No. I can happily say that this is going to fill so many people's hearts who have been asking me to do this for fucking ages. Minecraft was 100% a game that helped me forget what all the other crap was going on. There was no competitive nature to it. I sat there, I'm being creative.
Yeah.
I'm building my own story. I was making videos and streams on that, and I was happy. And that was a great way to escape from whatever crap was going on. But then the flip side is your FIFAs, it is your Fortnites, all those other games where you're grinding to get to a certain level. And if it doesn't happen for you, it pisses you off. Like the amount of times I came close to an elite finish in FIFA, and I would choke, and I'd lose it in the last 5-6 games. And as funny as it is to watch, and I do find it entertaining because I've watched people in the past, like Castro's my big FIFA streamer that I've watched in the past, and when he chokes and when he's throwing his controller around, it's funny to watch. But being that person in that moment, you turn off that camera, or you turn off the console in general, if we're just talking about gaming, I've had it where I've had another half ask me a question and I've bitten their head off because I'm in a fucking foul mood now. I'm pissed off. Same way as if I go and play football and I play badly, that evening, do not talk to me because I know I've played badly and I've fucked up another week's worth of working towards a match. It's one of those things.
It's probably not just that. It's also like you're saying, it's the deeper part of that, which is
you're pissed off already before you've even gone into that scenario.
So you're playing to make yourself feel better, and you've ended up playing. It's like when I go and play golf.
Yeah.
And I'm in a bad mood, and I'm thinking, right, great, I can spank a ball about and release some anger or whatever.
Yeah.
If you hit a bad shot, it makes you even more pissed off.
The club is bent.
So
wrapped it around a tree.
The ideal is that you're going to release whatever it is.
Tension, let's call it.
But
then you're actually creating more tension because you just got frustrated. You have to be.
But if we're talking in a general sense, I'd say yes, gaming helps.
Yeah, and I would say I've got different experiences, but for me, I've also had the streaming and YouTube on top of the gaming, which sometimes ruins the gaming. Like some of my best gaming moments recently have been me just sat playing Tomb Raider off stream, or me playing Pokemon when it came out. And I was genuinely like, I can just sit and grind this for a couple of hours. And those sort of games are the ones you've got to be clever about picking. If you are someone who's in the deep, dark dips of depression, and you're like, gaming, I used to love gaming, why don't I get back into it? Don't go to the common games of Fortnite, Apex, Call of Duty, FIFA. Find a real slow-paced, nice game that you can get immersed in a story or something, because that's what will drag you out. Don't play Bloodborne because that's hard. Play something like, I don't know, God of War, or something like that to drag you out.
Also, it's got to be a game that you want to play. It's not. Yeah.
You might have heard
Spider-Man. It's not because everyone's playing Fortnite. That's not why you should play a game.
No.
And that's not just for people who suffer from anxiety or depression or whatever mental health. That should be for everyone.
Yeah.
There is a lot of pressure on, it's like stupid stuff like clothes. Like when you're wearing a certain clothing, it makes you feel accepted. It's like, something I'm comes playing out Fortnite, I'm more accepted.
Something comes out on Netflix. So The Witcher.
You've got to watch,
Witcher. I had to watch The Witcher. Then I watched it. I was like, I'm not enjoying it. I got 4 or 5 episodes in. I was like, I'm not enjoying it. So I stopped. And for me, that's quite hard because I always complete a series,
regardless of how bad it is.
I'll always complete it. And I didn't. I put it down and I put it to side. And then I went on and I watched The Stranger, and I loved it. And I watched all of it in 4 days because it's just insanely good. So yeah, you've got to do stuff because it's something you want to do. I'm still trying to work that out myself. Like, I'm probably going to stream at some point this weekend, but in my head I'm like, do I want to stream COD because they've got a new Battle Royale mode coming out, and that could be quite cool, and I could jump on that and enjoy it and maybe gain a following from it, or do I want to play fucking God of War that I bought 2 months ago?
I mean, if we're talking, like, if I'm going to go onto a personal level with you, that's also one of your problems. Is that you think of the game. For me, I'll play GTA for hours, and I will play it because I just want to make loads of money. Like, you know, that's the goal. Whereas
Bitcoin,
I feel like
working out for you.
Yeah. Still up, guys. Don't worry. Still up. My head's above water, just about.
Just about.
But yeah, no, I do think sometimes, like when you were playing Fortnite, I feel like you were playing it just because everyone else was streaming it, and it was just like no.
And at the time,
you can kind of see sometimes.
Sometimes
when
I
you're
really
streaming,
enjoyed
you can when I'm watching, I'm just like, yeah, he's not enjoying this at all.
Yeah.
And it's just like me then as a viewer thinking, well, I don't want to watch him because he's not enjoying it, so I'm not enjoying it. And
see, that's what I'm doing at the moment. I'm trying to work out what games I will actually enjoy doing and playing. But
then it's easier said than done. Like, I'm not in your position, so I don't know what.
Well, I'm in the position where I've seen XYZ streamer do it, and I'm like, oh, it looks fucking easy. He's just sat and played Apex all day. Now look at him.
Yeah.
And then I go and sit and play Apex all day. I'm like, I'm just not good enough. I'm just shit at the game. And I get pissed off, and then people aren't going to watch me because I'm pissed off.
Yeah. But the problem is, you work a week and then you're off a week.
Yeah, you can't get the consistency of streams. It's a nightmare. But that aside, like, gaming can help if you're clever about it, and you choose the right kind of game. Because there are games out there that don't.
And when it comes to the studies and stuff,
don't read too much into it because of how much they target the audience they want to target.
Like, there is a game. I mentioned it before. I can't remember the name of it. Manhunt, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Literally, it's just about killing people. Like, it is mindless killing.
Yeah.
That example, yes, I feel like that is a negative effect of video games, because it is quite literally getting weapons, killing people. Like, with no other, like, you know, gain or goal. Whatever.
Yeah. Like, I think that professionals, for example, if you're already seeing like a mental health specialist, and you go, I'm a gamer, I used to love gaming, and now I don't know what to play. That mental health specialist should have resources that they can go to, even if they're not a gamer, and be able to read them and go, right, these are the games that could actually help. These are the games to tell them not to play. And surely there's someone out there that could create a list that people could follow.
But then I guess all that is subjective, isn't it?
Yeah, but
because then you're like, right,
you wouldn't recommend someone Manhunt if they're suffering from depression.
Yeah,
would you? Like,
if people have, but then that game should just never be released in the first place.
No,
it's just because guidelines nowadays are a lot stronger.
Yeah, and they talk about
just kind of like, right, release any
crap. They talk about how GTA. I mean, I'm not a fan of GTA. They talk about how GTA is affecting kids and making kids want to kill people. Now, for me, the reason GTA sells month after month after month, in my opinion, is not because it's the greatest game alive. It's because people are turning 18 month after month after month. And when you turn 18, what can I do? Right, I can drink.
Yeah. I
can get into like different nightclubs. I can buy 18 rated stuff. GTA. That is the 18, isn't it? When you think of games, GTA is the 18. So people buy it because they've turned 18. So people say, hold on just one sec. Like, saying, it's making kids kill people. Well, the age rating's there for a fucking reason. They're not 18. So why are they playing it?
Yeah,
That's because some parent is a fucking
idiot.
Absolute fucking. But you must be physically, mentally fucked in the head to think that a kid should be playing GTA.
Yeah.
And I see it all the time, either through my job or through friends or family friends or whatever, and their kids playing Call of Duty or playing GTA. And these studies are like, hey, here we go, let's make gaming look shit again. Solely because parents are fucking stupid. Parents are really fucking stupid because they're letting their kids play games they shouldn't be playing. It doesn't help the cause, does it?
I just think you need to realise the potential effects of because look, I feel like a mind, whether they're 4 years old, 8 years old, 17 years old, even our age, or 25, 30.
You say our age
40.
and then realise that's not my age.
Right. Yeah. I feel like everyone is not vulnerable, but what's the word? You can be influenced at any age.
Yeah.
I think you're more vulnerable when you're younger.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, like you say, the more violent games, whatever, should be. But like you say, it's 18, so that's then the responsibility of the adult to then go, no, this game isn't suitable for you.
Yeah, and they don't do it.
The point I was going to make, when I'm playing, I think the main reason why GTA sells is because it is it's a fantasy lifestyle, and I think majority of people realise that it is a fantasy
sandbox.
Yeah. And it's like, right, I'm living in the Shire,
Los Santos.
Pretty much living in the sticks.
Yeah, you do.
I've not got millions, and I've not got loads of action, driving around the city blowing stuff up. So when I play GTA, I'm like, yeah, this is quality, because I would never do this in real life.
Yeah.
That is basically the reason why you play it, or I play it anyway. And it's just like, I know for a fact that this would never happen in real life.
But that's because you are a mentally secure adult.
Yeah.
That's the difference. There's people who aren't mentally secure who play it, who shouldn't be, and then there's also people that are underage playing it who shouldn't be. And then,
I guess my point is to then generalise it and say that everyone that plays this game will kill people or whatever. That's not right. I think you just gotta.
But I didn't play. Well, I did. Was there one GTA that was a 16?
I don't know, to be honest.
I doubt it.
Off the top of my head.
I remember playing one as a teenager, not me having it, but a cousin having it, and I was like, meh, I didn't really care for it. But I had so many mates that were playing fucking games when they were 10, and that's just mental.
My first console, I used to play PlayStation 1, and I pretty much just played Spyro for most of it.
Yeah, boy.
I think then got a PS2 and just played Pro Evolution Soccer, FIFA, whatever.
Ratchet Clank.
Worms used to play.
Yeah, bang over again.
But anyway, I think my first proper console, I would say, which was actually mine, because I used to share it with James and whatever.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I used to play Oblivion and whatever, Morrowind, whatever, on PC and stuff. My first proper console was the Xbox 360, and my first game for that, and at the time I would have been, I remember telling my mates in year 9 art that I got it, so I would have been 13, 14.
Yeah.
And my first game was Fable.
Okay.
So that's. It is all fantasy world.
Yeah.
So that's kind of ideal. I then would have got FIFA and stuff, but
Fable's a sick game.
I've kind of from say 15, 16 then played COD, but at that time you're sort of thinking, right, okay, you're not an adult, but you are kind of near enough there.
Yeah.
And I feel like as long as you're, obviously there are people who can't decide what setting they're brought up in, but if you are brought up in a good setting, like a good home and stuff, and at 15, 16, you can be grown up enough to think, this is all fantasy.
And I think when we were younger as well,
this discussion was never about when we were years ago.
And games weren't realistic enough, I don't think. Graphics and stuff weren't realistic enough for you to be like, shit. Or like it was, I think mine on 360, I must have been like 14, I think it was a 15 at the time, was Call of Duty 3,
right,
which was World War Two. So like my dad was like, it's World War Two, like this is history.
Yeah.
So watch history, or play history. That to me is different to like Modern Warfare or Grand Theft Auto to an extent, which is like you're just killing people that could be alive today. Like to me, the graphics were so bad as well that it was clearly not real. Whereas these days, like Call of Duty and the story in, I've forgotten which game it is, where you go through the airport and you just shoot people up.
Oh yeah, Modern Warfare 2.
That is very raw. Like that was happening at the time in real life. People were going into airports and shooting people. So to be able to play through that was a little bit much. Yeah. And I don't think kids can really deal with that. We've now very much well into topic of the week with mental health.
Yeah.
What I was going to say is there was this boy in Australia who is aged 9 and quoted saying that he wanted to kill himself. So he's a dwarf and he had a GoFundMe which raised loads of money for him to go to Disneyland. However, I've seen a lot of things come out in the last couple of days.
I watched Will and E's video. Did you watch that?
I haven't watched that yet, no.
Yeah, I think it's effectively saying what you're about to say. So
apparently he's like 18.
Yeah.
And he's faked the whole thing.
Yeah.
And now he's got like 80 grand in his bank.
Yeah, I think Will and E basically went, this is, well, I don't know what I can't remember what Will said exactly, but it was pretty much along the lines of, this isn't how it seems. There's been videos of this person, and they've, and it's like in a club somewhere or something.
Yeah.
But like I was just like, look, when I saw it, I was like, really nice story, like people looking at, and you had I think what's Wolverine? What's his real name?
Oh, I don't know.
Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
He did a video. A couple other Aussies did a video, and you're just like, this is nice. Like people are coming out defending this young boy who's been bullied or whatever.
Yeah.
And then when you see it's all bullshit, and you're just like why? Like
why have you done that? You've played off what is a very vulnerable world at the moment.
And like you said, especially with Caroline Flack, like a couple of weeks ago, a week ago, and you're just like, people literally killing themselves because of mental health, and you're then playing on
that
who people have serious problems with, and then they're acting on it as if they suffer, and they have absolutely no idea what people are going through.
Yeah, obviously he's got dwarfism, and he kind of played on that as well, for that being the reason the kid was getting bullied. Now, that video could have been a stroke of genius if it had been an informational video, like, if you saw this happening, what would you do? And then go to, I don't know, a white, blonde, pretty woman also feeling the same way. Why is this different?
If it was an advertising campaign, I guess it wouldn't. Like you said,
like he's just playing the role of a kid. That's fine.
Yeah, because
the fact that he allowed it to get to the point where he set up his own GoFundMe. I'm assuming he set it up.
Someone else.
And he's then taken the profit from it.
Yeah.
Like, it is absolutely mental.
It's I mean, it annoys me, and if I'm brutally honest, I've not had as much mental health problems as a lot of people. Like,
yeah,
if I reflect on myself, I'd say I've been pretty stable my entire life. Like,
yeah.
I've not had a lot to, like, yeah, everyone has stuff to deal with, but
you've
like,
not
and
had
that,
anything you felt has pushed you to the point.
I mean, I've been in some places where I've thought about stuff, but it's never come to light.
Yeah.
But for me to be in a position where I feel like most of the time I'm fine,
Mm-hmm.
to then hear, like, I'm just trying to think what it would be like for someone who has literally been in the absolute pits for such a long time to then see this, and I just imagine their anger at seeing it.
You'd feel sick.
Yeah.
Like,
I just like.
I want to kick a dwarf.
I don't know whether it's ironic or not, but the fact that he must be mentally ill to do that. Anyone in a sane mind would be like, no, this is wrong. I'm not going to do this. But it's the same
as the people who copy J Station. They do that because they think it's.
Well, they're just clicking for views, aren't they? Which effectively is what this guy's doing. He's trying to get clout for. But that's another thing. Like, on a separate, people doing stuff to get known,
mm-hmm.
but they're going to get known for the wrong thing.
Yeah, it's a point.
Which is why I don't understand why people do it.
No, it's mental.
But
it's mental. The last thing I was going to do on like this topic was going to be like a advice on like how to combat mental health. However, I don't know if it's the right thing to dive into now within this podcast, just because I feel like we've had quite a lengthy discussion about it now, and we can always hold on to that as being a topic in the future. Obviously, I can talk more in depth about myself.
I would just say the only thing you can do, and from my personal experience of someone who has genuinely never spoken to anyone about any problem that I've had, I would always keep it bottled up. I can genuinely, hand on heart, say that is the worst thing you can do. Just talk to someone. I don't even care who it. Like, I'm not being funny. I mean, I've had aspirations to stream at some point, but for whatever reason, it's not. I can't imagine this man ever turning around and turning someone away if there's ever a problem. And even in like a DM or something, like, just speak to someone, honestly.
Another thing you can do, which is something I've done on more than one occasion. On more than one occasion. Everyone has a phone these days, right? Mm. Everyone's got one of these. Well, maybe not one of these because it's 11 Pro Jack. This is a fancy one. Everyone has a
flexing. Can't afford a camera.
I can't afford it.
Can't afford a camera, but
I can't afford this. Every phone these days comes with a camera, or even simpler than that, comes with the ability to record voice memos.
Yeah.
Even if you feel like where I've just been doing this, it was about to send our notes on the Ayres podcast to Grandma.
Oh Christ!
She'd be like,
"What is going on?
Why is it about Caroline Flack? Liverpool might lose the Prem to the coronavirus." Every phone these days has the ability to record yourself in some way. I've done it on more than one occasion where I sit there, I either put the camera on myself because I feel comfortable doing that, having done streaming and whatnot, or if you don't feel comfortable doing that, you can face the camera away. You can put the camera on the ground there, so it's just black, or you can just do a voice memo and just talk.
Yeah.
It is literally the cheapest form of counselling.
Yeah.
Because essentially what a counsellor will do, sometimes, there are obviously counsellors out there that are doing fucking great work, but some counsellors will just get you to talk through what your problems are, which is the first step to getting over anything anyway, is talking about it. So talk about it. Like, talk to yourself.
Yeah.
You don't even have to listen to that ever again. In fact, you can record it and then delete it. But I've got recordings somewhere in the vast depths of my hard drives and whatnot, where I've probably sat there and I've just recorded a good hour of me just talking through everything, trying to work stuff out, it does help. It's a fucking great way of doing it. And it's what I will use now in the future for decision making. So let's say I was deciding on whether to buy a certain house and it's a big financial commitment. I will sit there and I will just talk to myself and I'll be like, right, blah 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 blah. Now at the start you won't like talking to yourself, but if any of you out there have tried to make a YouTube video, tried to make a stream, everyone out there has streamed to 0 people. Everyone out there has made a video and then not put it on the internet because they thought, meh. Just talk. Just go for it. It gets easier to do. And then the more you talk...
One thing as well, your brain works better as well, because if you're sat there and say, for example, you're doing an essay for, I don't know, a business idea that you're meant to be submitting or something. So that's what that's what I did. My part of my A levels was business. Yeah. And one of them was basically set. You've got to come up with a plan. You've got to give these different points, whatever. I didn't do this, but I wish I had. When you're sat there and you're looking at the screen, you're thinking, right, okay, I don't know what to say, and you're like, your brain's going round, and you're just thinking of stuff, and it's just not working. I feel like if you actually talk and get flowing, then it will. The information's then out there.
Well, that's why they say when you're writing an essay or something, you should always plan it first. So you might do like a spider diagram, but then as you're doing it, you're going, okay, so let's say I'm making, just because this is off the top of my head at the moment, a football coaching business where I go around and I put on football coaching sessions for people who are trying to get into football or kids that are learning football for the first time. Right, okay, so I've got football. Yeah. I've got, time of day, what's it going to have to be? What am I going to charge? What are my costs for my venues? What's my audience going to be? Am I going to have sessions in the middle of the day for OAPs that want to do walking football? Yeah. Am I going to do sessions at schools doing PE lessons? Am I going to do after school clubs? Yeah.
Like once you get going, it's...
I mean, even then, I've just gone, hey, fucking business here, let's go. Like, you get talking and you start, like, I've just come up with things there, like the OAPs and walking football. I probably wouldn't have thought of that if I just tried to sit there and go, what the hell am I going to do?
But also, I think, like, if you've got loads of stuff on your mind, it then gets clogged up and you can't then
make
work.
Sense of it,
so just like talking... Like you say, recording yourself, going, right, okay, I got this idea, maybe, so you'd be like, right, okay, OAPs, walking football, might work. And you just, like you say, you just talk, and then you listen to that, and you just make notes of what you could cover. There you are, there's your starting point. But
yeah, absolutely.
That's a sort of, I guess, separate reason why to use it. But, like, I think if you feel like you've got no one to talk to, then that sounds like an ideal.
It really does work. You don't even have to listen to it back either. That's the best thing about it. You can delete it. So like
you've got it off your chest and you've told someone.
So I've worked with. I don't really want to talk about my personal job that much. So I'm just gonna say I've worked with people in the past that struggle with anxiety. And one thing we did whilst we were away on a bit of a retreat, let's call it. I'm like making this very different to the real story because I don't really want to talk about it. But like we all sat around a bonfire and we wrote down one thing was the thing that's getting to us the most at the moment. Screw it up, put it in the flames. Yeah. The next thing was a wish, something you want to happen in the next year. Yeah. Screw it up, put it in the flames. And then we went about our day, went off and did activities, blah blah. Came back a year later and they were like, do you remember what you wrote down? Yeah. The problem. Do you remember what the problem was? No.
It's obviously gone away then.
Yeah. I don't actually remember what I wrote down as a problem. Do you remember what you wanted to happen in a year's time? Yeah. Yeah. I do. I remember what I wanted to happen in a year's time. Has it happened? Yeah. No. It has. Yeah. And even me as the apparently mentally stable adult in that conversation. Even the things I wrote, I could not remember for the life of me what the negative thing was. but I knew what the positive thing was, and I'd done it.
Yeah.
So like that for me is,
I think that's all.
Little things, writing it down, get it, as you said, getting it out your head.
Yeah. Just letting your brain have a break from, because that's, I guess, that is the problem when you're stuck in a cycle and you just keep going round and round and round. All you're thinking are these bad things, and it's just like, no, there is positive.
Yeah.
Like, you've just got to find it, and you get there.
Yeah. I think even if you go back onto the Matty's Gaming channel, I know you can't see it anymore. Unlucky. But I could still see it if I log in. There's a video. So even when I was fucking upset to the max, so for those of you who don't know, I was in a 5.5 year relationship. I got dumped, and this happened like midway through making a video on YouTube. It was a FIFA video. This is when I was actually like a couple of thousand subscribers. Every stream I was doing, I was getting like 50 people watching to 100. I was doing well, and it was on the brink of like blowing up. It would have been FIFA. I would have hated it anyway, so it doesn't matter. But essentially, I remember getting this, phone call / visit, and she's fucked off. And then I've gone upstairs, and I realised I was still halfway through a recording. I remember just going, talking, and then I cut it up. Even in my darkest time, still did a blacked out thumbnail. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm leaving or something like that. And I put this video up of me like, fucking everything's gone to shit. Yeah. My whole life's fallen apart. Blah blah blah. And I posted it, and I remember like a week later going, fuck, I still left that on YouTube. Yeah. And going back to it and going, fucking clickbait though. Look at that thumbnail. It was me like black and white and stuff like that. And like even if you don't put it up, that video for me is still something that sticks in my head as something where I just went and just blurted out all that crap. And it works. I mean, we just said that we weren't going to talk about advice on how to combat any sort of mental health, but we kind of have given quite a decent discussion there, to be fair.
I mean, all I was going to say was just talk to someone, but I mean,
now we have a game show each week, which usually links
upbeat.
It is still going to be upbeat.
Just had like an hour of like real deep, meaningful conversation. Now we're going to be dickheads for about 10 minutes. So let's see what happens.
It usually.
Hey, no, we got to be positive. That's the
positive.
Point.
We are. It's going to be
split.
It will usually link to the topic of discussion.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Essentially, we're not going to take the mick out of
a game show about mental health. Probably isn't the best thing.
No. So this game show, I can't remember. I do remember where I got it from, but it's the app that I should not be on. Which I'll tell you what it is after, because I've seen it on your phone as well.
Your Twitter break thing.
No.
Is that what you're on about?
No. The app is on your phone as well. I saw you scroll past it earlier, so I know that you also maybe have / use this app. But I found this. It's wrong answers only.
Trying to think what that app is.
You get given a question.
Yeah.
And you can only give the wrong answer. Obviously, it can be as funny as you like. It can be like as weird as you like.
Okay.
And then I've got a few here that I'll fire at you, and then if you can think of any questions that would, trip me up, maybe you can fire them back at the end. But wrong answers only. You can't give the right answer to this.
Thing is, I love being right about everything. So to be wrong is just going to be so painful.
Who will win the Premier League?
Watford. Newcastle.
No.
Definitely. Newcastle will win the Premier League. No one will win the Premier League. Coronavirus will win the Premier League.
What is the cure for the coronavirus?
To go and kiss everyone who has it.
What is the best video game of all time?
I can't even think of really bad ones.
Can't think of a bad video game.
Not off the top of my head.
FIFA 20.
Yeah, FIFA 20. Yeah.
FIFA 20 is the best video game of all time. Where in the world is the best holiday destination?
Syria.
Why is it always Syria? Every time that's
conflict. Probably not the first place I'd want to go.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
I'm hating it.
Our most loyal subscriber is
the person who's just subscribed now.
Woo! Wait, no, then
because someone's about to subscribe now.
Now you've just hit the subscribe button after watching this for an hour and a bit.
You're my favourite.
You're my most loyal one. Your favourite gaming protagonist, your favourite gaming character, let's say.
Winnie the Pooh.
Gaming character.
Exactly. You said wrong answers.
Oh, right. Okay.
I don't know. It's just the first thing that comes to my head. I don't even know who my favourite is though. Like on a genuine. Don't know.
Favourite gaming character of all time. That's a discussion for another day, maybe.
Yeah.
I won't go on the list. Best footballer of all time.
Eric Jemba.
It's wrong answers.
Exactly.
Jason Park's the best. Let's face it.
Yeah.
And
he is underrated, to be fair.
Jason Park.
He was class. Yeah.
Wherever you will be, you might eat dogs in your own country.
Yeah.
Could be worse. Could be scouts eating rats at your council house.
I'm getting coronavirus. And not winning the Premier League.
Your favourite song right now?
Friday by Rebecca Black.
Why is that the first thing that's
because they were on about it the other day because
okay.
She was saying like she wished she'd never done it and
yeah,
stuff
she
like
wished
that,
she'd never done it because she thinks she could have actually had like a singing career or whatever.
But,
and then she posts a photo of herself now and she looks nothing like she did.
Look well different.
Is she the same person?
Don't know, it might be a ruse.
Do you have any questions you might be able to fire back?
I
don't think I like being on this side of it actually. Abort.
Okay.
What
no, I just
can't think of any.
Well, trying to, but
will you get rich from Bitcoin?
No. Thank you.
Should people like this video?
No.
Should people comment things for future episodes of the podcast?
Not at all. Don't even think about it.
Should we finish so that you can go to football?
No.
Guys, we're going to finish up the podcast there. If you have enjoyed, please hit a big thumbs up. And I know it's very deep conversations today, but if you want to get involved, hit up the comments down below as well. Subscribe to the channel if you're new because...
Oh, I got a question. Are you going to upload by Sunday, 5 PM?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, right answer. Yeah.
You had to work out, didn't you?
No, because I was thinking you were going to...
Wrong answers
I was
only,
gonna, yeah.
Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I've got other stuff to do today, but I will try and get this edited and out on Sunday.
Strong.
I've also got a couple of videos in the works. One on the F2 and one on a mystery guest who's hopefully going to record the lines for me straight after this podcast, which I haven't asked him to do yet, but he's going to do it for me. You. Oh no.
Christ.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Farewell, my friends.
Woohoo! Love the line.
What am I being dragged into now?
You know, I've asked you.
Oh, Morgs' mum.
You're Morgs' mum.